Yo, what's good? I'm OG Eddie. It's a free game sports podcast. I'm here with my sister Brianna Edwards.
Hey y'all.
I'm here, man, with the big NFL player Tyler Johnson.
And Mr. Isaac Johnson, they are not related, y'all.
Yeah, not
just throwing that out there.
You know, they grew up together though, right?
Yeah, facts.
You already know. So y'all like family, so you know how it go.
And you know, it's really nice to have the person behind the camera and these three gentlemen sitting behind me. I said beside me, all being polars.
Facts.
This
Facts.
First episode is flat out polars.
Facts. Yeah, you
There's
already.
a lot of blue in the building right now.
Okay.
Man, it better be.
It better be. Everybody, listen. If Cameron was North, we'd been fired. I'm just playing. But now, I appreciate y'all both coming on. I'm super excited to interview y'all. And so we're just gonna kind of get right into it. So kind of tell us like what got y'all involved in sports and like what's y'all beginning stories.
Yeah, we'll let Isaac go first and Tyler go last.
I really grew up around it, man. My dad played his whole life, so kind of as soon as I could walk and talk, kind of just put the ball in my hands and just went from there.
What, basketball or football?
Both. He put both of my hands.
Yeah.
And golf, really. I like that golf too, for real.
Okay,
you a
Tiger
ball player?
Woods.
Yeah, Tiger. Don't do that weird shit though that he got on. He don't
Okay.
know that time.
Rico Suave Tiger.
Nah, I like Tiger. I really think Tiger one of the best athletes like, ever. For
Me
real.
too. I agree.
I think he one
His
of the
son
best
gonna be
ever.
decent too.
Yeah, no, I watched that tournament too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Him and John Daly.
Yeah, for sure. Tyler, what about you, man? What got you into playing ball? I know you played basketball too,
Yeah, so
and then football.
So with sports, I would say that my first organized sport was definitely basketball. I probably played that when I was like young, like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Just playing at like one of the YMCA teams that they be having or whatever, and then
On the north side.
It was either up north or Robbinsdale, something like that.
Okay,
One
yeah.
or Brooklyn Center, one of the two,
Yeah.
or 3, whatever. And then after that, I really started playing football when I was 9 years old. My cousin was a coach. I ended up playing over there at McCray.
Oh yeah, South Minneapolis.
Yeah, my cousin. So I had to do that long ass drive from the
sure.
north side to the south side, to the deep south side. Like
Deep south side, yeah.
every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but just carpooling or whatever. But
Yeah.
so
is
I
McCray,
did.
is McCray the park you kind of grew up at playing ball?
Nah, so I was there for a year, and then my cousin and all his friends or whatever, his partners and them, they ended up going over to Phelps.
Okay.
So
right
I
down the
ended up
street,
playing-
not too
yeah.
far.
I don't know
So we
nothing
ended
about
up-
the South Side. This is foreign to me. Keep going. I'm listening.
So we ended up just playing for Phelps. I played for Phelps from 5th grade all the way to 8th. But I stayed over north though.
Yeah.
So all my like classmates and them, I was playing against them.
Yeah, that's kind of how we grew up too, like playing ball at North. We had a couple Southsiders on our team, Carlos Hodges.
No, I wasn't a south sider though.
No, I'm saying it's opposite way though.
It's like the-
so
it's like the flip
you know,
now.
you know how you said you was
I
over
get what
North
you're
playing over
saying.
South, so
yeah,
we had
yeah.
guys.
I had
that
to
was-
get that.
At least you wasn't playing in St. Paul.
No,
Just saying.
Nah.
But no, we had we had a couple Southsiders that came from the South Side and played over North with us. That was from over there, and it was a blessing to our team. So
Yeah.
I feel it.
So yeah, I grew up that way.
Okay. And you know what's crazy? Like y'all both dual sport athletes. Will try. This Negro said he played golf. Okay.
Yeah, I played baseball a lot growing up too though. I stopped whenever the speed of the game just
it
sped
gets
up.
too real.
Like, it
For
was
real?
hard. Yeah, like I played baseball up until like 8th grade. I was doing a little travel joint.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Once
I
you
was
get
just out
to,
there
once you get to
chilling.
high school, it's different.
It's different.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different.
We tried though.
It was like the bad new Bears
We
out
tried
there.
out there for a year. We tried a couple games out there.
Okay, so y'all both North Side natives, and so a lot of times you gotta think when y'all decided to go play basketball and football at North High, that was when North High was supposed to close because they were supposed to close after I left in 09. And so what kind of made y'all want to like go back there and actually start something at North High?
I ain't gonna lie. If it wasn't for Mackenzie, I probably wouldn't have went. Cause I was originally going to Holy Angels with Mackenzie.
Was McKenzie recruiting y'all? Like coming out to get y'all? Like, hey, y'all need to come to North. I'm finna coach.
Nah, Mackenzie and my dad was always close, so he was
okay.
like a family
Alright.
friend. So it wasn't no like recruitment and
Yeah.
that crazy
Okay, cool.
But I knew he was at Holy Angels and Jordan and Deshaun was already out there.
Yeah.
And he was a freshman at North already. But I was finna go out there, and then he just called me one day like, I'm going to North. I was like, let's do it.
Let's do it,
And he
for
told me
sure.
all the people he was trying to get to come, and trying to keep everybody in the city. So I played a big part. If it weren't for that, I was gonna probably stay at Cooper or go to Champlin with McKinley.
Oh wow, what about you, Si?
So with me,
Ty he's always opposed. I'm going to North. I don't care what's going on.
It's crazy though. It's crazy, but so my pops, he went to Henry, and my mom went to North.
Yeah,
that's where they both graduated from or whatever. So
true North Siders.
Yeah, so it was rivals in the household or whatever. But with me, it was different. Like I didn't know what high school I was going to till like the weekend before the school year was about to start. Like I'm thinking about going to like Washburn.
Hold that thought.
What they got going on, man? Yeah. And they playing that bad music like that.
So the music you ain't gonna be able to hear, but the talking you'll be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew what you were talking about. You said.
Go ahead, we good. So all right, so back to it. So what about you, Tyler? As far as like recruitment and stuff with North and stuff. So
yeah. So
with your moms and your pops and stuff.
It was I ended up deciding where I was going like the weekend before school started.
Okay.
Like I was thinking about going to Washburn at the time, also Holy Angels. I think them pretty much was, and then North because I stayed down the street from North.
Yeah.
But them pretty much came into play with was like, damn, like where do I really want to go? And then my pops, he was like, yeah, you can just go here. Like he just laid it all out, and I'm like, I'm gonna go here and see what this talking about for a year at least.
Your mom really had some type of say so in it too.
They really was like, wherever I wanted to go.
Tyler said, his mom, you said your mom was supportive, about where you was gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how you come up with that decision about, when you came to your final decision, you was like, all right, I'm going to North.
He said he's giving it a year.
I was like, yeah, that's what it started off as, and then that year was like, that was like my first time just losing and everything. So it was new to me, cause I'm like, man, I'm not about to do this for 4 years, like just
losing bad. Y'all was losing bad.
Nah, we was like, so for football we won like 2 games.
Where? What school?
At North.
At North. It was that bad?
We won like 2-7, and then for basketball we probably won like.
And was Spank the coach at the time?
Yeah, he was the coach all 4
years.
years.
No, he was
They ain't
hot.
had no kids.
Yeah. We really did.
Yeah.
You gotta think like
like
E when
30, 40
when I graduated. When I graduated, they was already talking about shutting down North. They talked about your senior year.
Was the last year?
But my last year when we went to state, the only reason why I kept the school open was because we went to state.
Honestly, how I knew it was over with for North is when Brett quit.
Yeah.
My senior year, after we lost in the sections and shit, Brett was like, yeah, I'm done.
Oh, absolutely.
He didn't want to go on to the 2008 season. I graduated in 2007, so 2008 he was like, I ain't coming back.
Cause he ain't had nothing.
And Brett don't never quit. He gonna coach whatever kid, however. But when I knew he said he was done, I'm like, it ain't looking good.
And it's like what crazy thinking about what E talking about, right? Like, so that's 07 when it's like actually competitive.
Yeah,
we talking about way down the line, right? Yeah. And so what made y'all stay at North High and ride it out? Because I'm not gonna lie, that's hard to do. Like to come in as freshmen and have to create a culture of like success or winning or change or whatever's going on.
I think with me it was like everybody that was on them teams that I was on, we was all freshmen for real. So like we was like, it was a point in time where it was like we was just talking and we was like, damn, if we doing this now, like imagine when we the older dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, shit like that. So and then by the time we got to seniors, we was running the city like with everything. Basketball, football.
Definitely was making noise.
So when did y'all see the shift? When was the change?
What year? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year?
Probably sophomore year. I was able to see it on the football side for sure. Like, cause we played Washburn, and Washburn was running the city. I'm talking about like
it been like that for years though. It was running the city football when I was playing.
So nobody was really like scoring on them. Like I'm talking about nobody throughout the whole conference. And we ended up putting up like 20, somewhere in the 20s or whatever. They ended up scoring 40 something or whatever. we lost games, but
smacked y'all ass.
Yeah, but we was like, yo, we just scored like 20 something on Washburn. Like we could do this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And from there it was like just up. It was just all the way up at that point. So
because I remember, I think it was like your sophomore or junior season. I was like keeping up with y'all because he raised me, like legit raised me. Like I was at a point in my life when I was in high school and I ain't had nowhere to live, nothing. And OA opened his doors for me. He a real dude.
Yeah.
I fuck with Spank.
Yeah.
I can say that legit.
Big Spank.
So, and I was keeping up. He was calling me, telling me like, man, we finna have a good football
They kept saying some young cats.
Young cats. And then your name kept on coming up. We was playing quarterback. He like, man, my quarterback, he decent. And then your name started ringing like your junior and senior year.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? Because I think I was paying attention a lot. Y'all saved the school, because what happened is when y'all shifted the culture for sports is when the enrollment start going back up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Like they was literally like, nah, North is closing. It's happening. And they kept saying it every year y'all played. They was like, nah, this closing. And so, like, what does that mean to y'all, for one, to save the hood? Like, that's where I went. E went. Dez, that's behind the camera, went. My grandma went to North High when he used to be at the football field. Like, what does that mean to y'all, that the success that y'all had?
To back on what you saying, it kind of broke my heart to see, like, North going down like that, bro. Because, we grew up in that school.
Yeah. Right.
Like, before y'all went there, it was 2,000 plus students in that school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was cracking.
Crazy.
So to hear it, like, like going downhill, like, it broke my heart. But when y'all came in and did y'all thing and brung that enrollment back up, bro, that was, yeah.
So, like, what does that mean to you? Like, to do that, to know that the reason why the school is still here is because of the success that y'all had.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it mean a lot for real, because like he said, I grew up like with the Hustlers, practicing at North, there every day, all day. My practice, older team practice. We watching Jarvin and them. Like, I'm there all day. So like, I'm thinking like, you can't shut this school down. The school means so much to this community. Yeah. And we went and saved. I'm not saved it, but I don't like to say saved it. But we went.
No, y'all saved it. I'll say it.
Legit.
We went and helped them out. We went and won on them state championships and stuff. But it's big now, because I can go back and I can help the kids now. Like this year, I've been home all year, so I've been going to practices, going to games, football and basketball. I've just been helping out as much as I can, and it's just huge to see it still going. It's still going up now. Sure. Like, it ain't slowing down. It's still shooting up.
It is. What you think, Tyler?
It's definitely huge. Being able just to, like you said, come back to the city, and every time you go to a game, you just see so many people in the stands just support, and like, you'll never see these people, but you just take a glance in the stands, you just see like how much the sports, the school mean to the community. Like, it's literally in the heart of the hood, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just being able to like have something like that on my resume basically is like, it's amazing. Like, cause I had so many family members that went to North too, and just to had a thought like, the school would have closed down. It's like damn, like what if it would have, like what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a big blessing that it didn't though.
There's just so much history there, man.
Yeah. Too much history. And I ain't gonna I'll publicly say it, because like I watched y'all. I came back from college and watched a lot of y'all games. I actually interviewed y'all when y'all was in high school. Shout out to Mike Peaton, by the way. But like, for what y'all did, like at North, I bled North. I started playing in 7th grade. So that's all I knew. And so I appreciate that y'all wrote it out and y'all changed that culture back to the winning culture that it already was. And so I commend both of y'all. Black men sitting here for staying and riding it out real quick and doing a service to the place that made me the woman that I am today. So appreciate that.
I ain't got all the screws, but it made me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I'm successful myself, so I give all my credit to where I came from. Mm-hmm. So y'all was both, like she said, dual athletes, football, basketball, some triathletes. So what made y'all choose football, and what made y'all choose basketball in y'all recruitment? Tyler, what made you choose football in college to go to play college ball instead of basketball?
It's really like just being real with the future at that point. You know what I'm saying? I was young, but I was able to like have an idea of how everything works.
And probably was spanked too. Play football, boy.
So it was like I could be 1 out of 12, 1 out of 15 if I go basketball, or I could be 1 out of 55, 52 or whatever if I go football. And that pretty much had the impact of my decision. Like I said, basketball was my first sport. Like, I always love it. I still hoop to this day. Yeah. But it just came down to like where I could just see my future with the most. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's why you choose basketball, man. Why you go hoop?
For me, man, I just feel like I put in way too much work. Like throughout my whole high school career, I was going to get shots up before school. Yeah. Cause my dad was one of them dads. So it's like, come on, go to the gym. I'm going with you.
That's why that man was pulling from half court.
Yeah. Like I'll really get up at like 5 a.m. to go get up shots before school.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go home sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I put in way too much work, man, and the calls was coming in, and took that route. But if you can ask Oway to this day, he'll tell me like, you still should have stayed play football.
Yeah.
You was nice in football. He was decent a little. He was a little decent. And so what made
crazy was I wasn't even a play wide receiver. I was trying to play DN.
Or something, yeah. Oway, he ain't gonna tell nobody to play basketball. Let's just keep that a buck.
I ain't gonna lie, basketball is way harder in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just way harder in the sense of like the recruiting process, the politics. When you play football, you can switch to a different position. Yeah. Right? And so it just gives you more opportunities. If you can't shoot the ball, they're gonna sit you. Ain't nothing else. You can't do nothing else. Ain't gonna say I need this defender.
You can put that ball in the rim.
Exactly.
It's tight.
Exactly. And
so
you
gotta be able to defend.
Exactly.
So
okay, you better sit down.
You gotta do everything.
What? And so my question for y'all, like, what was that recruiting process like for y'all? Y'all both were getting recruited by D1 schools for football and basketball.
Mine was frustrating, honestly, because I never had the grades. I was always one of them kids where I had bad grades. That's why I preach to kids now, like, man, just do it. It's way easier. Yeah. Like, it's easier to do it than not do it. Like, it seems easier now to not do it, but just do it, man. It's way easier than going through what I'm going to do. Because I had, like, Washington State, Oklahoma, all type of schools calling me. I was doing workouts for Washington State. They were like, man, you got to get them up. Like, you barely eligible right now. You got to get them up. But Western Illinois came through, and they was so thirsty in a way. They was like the assistant coach would drive 6 hours every day, like 3 times a week, come make sure I'm in class doing my work, caught up. Like,
that's his job.
Yeah, that's his job. Like, he's driving 6-hour drive 3 times a week. Yeah. I'm like, damn, man, like I can't, you know what I'm saying? And I felt bad. Like, I keep doing all this. I can't let him down.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I ended up building a relationship with them, and I had it down to 2 schools. It was them or Green Bay. I just went with them.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to Green Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I told my mom. I said, Mom, was
cold as hell.
Green Bay.
Like, no.
No, sir.
Absolutely
not. Western Illinois wasn't too much better.
Oh, shit.
But
it was better than Green Bay.
Had to be better.
See, I ain't never been to Green Bay, so I don't really know.
Yeah. What was your recruitment process like, Ty?
Mine was really, like, all over the place. Like,
Let's just start off like this. What was your top 5 for basketball? Let's start off like that. If you had any scholarships for basketball, what was your top 5 colleges for basketball?
Well, they all stopped because I think it was after my junior year, like after the AAU season, or maybe before the AAU season.
And who was you playing with AAU?
I was the D1 Minnesota.
Okay, yeah.
They used to be Pump It Run.
Yeah.
So I was with them, and I had made like a decision in the summertime saying which sport I was gonna play. And then once that happened, they stopped. They all stopped. But I had pretty much every mid-major you could think of though.
That's for basketball.
Yeah, like one of my biggest ones was Wichita State.
Yeah, that's
at the time. So,
all right, so let's talk about this football now. Now we want to know, this. Now we talk about stuff people don't know on this podcast. So we want to know, like, what was your top 5 colleges to choose from? Now we're gonna put Minnesota to the side. We ain't gonna talk about Minnesota. The top 5 outside of Minnesota, as far as recruiting, who's coming for you, and what was you thinking about going besides Minnesota? Keep it a buck.
So I had Cal was one of them.
Cal, that's one.
I don't want the Cal.
Cal decent. I don't want the Cal.
Right.
Cal was one of them, but they ended up like doing like. It was kind of offer, kind of not an offer. Like they was doing the whole funny game. That's what most of them ended up being though. So had Cal, Oregon was another one. That was like
Nike.
Kind of wishy-washy with it all. What else? Wisconsin was almost in there, but I just couldn't see myself like really going there.
And you know what's crazy? Everybody we interviewed, Wisconsin was on everybody from the Twin Cities.
You gotta think they get a lot of Minnesota kids. They try to at least because it's like that Minnesota Wisconsin rivalry.
So that's 3. You got 2 more.
2 more.
This showing me that he was just thinking about the U and the U only.
Nah, it was like. This shit been like years.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of hard. Like,
you ain't even that old. I'm just playing.
That nigga been in the Super Bowl, all type of shit.
He got hit
high
a couple
school,
times.
college, man, that shit in the past.
But
He said,
damn near every Big Ten was like heavy on me though.
Yeah.
Like I ain't really have too many outside the Big Ten.
Yeah, pretty much in the Midwest and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Midwest was like huge.
Yeah, on you.
So why the crib then?
No, hold on. Let's ask them. What other school would you have chose instead of Minnesota? What school you was like? If it wasn't Minnesota, what would you would have went? That's the question.
Like with an offer or without an offer?
You said with an offer, without an offer, with an offer.
With an offer.
Yeah.
What school you would have went? They like, all right, we want you right now. Come here. So if you ain't go to Minnesota, what school you would have went to? That's the question.
I probably would have had to do. I don't know, man.
No, come on, man.
I don't know.
He like, I was going to the U.
Nah, because it was just at the time it was like some people they was like under the table offering like we doing it like this because we got such and such still that might end up coming here.
Also, it was like if he don't come, then I got one for you.
Yeah, so
or if you don't sign right now, it's tight.
Yeah, that's the reason why like
I
did what
that.
I did for real. You know what I'm saying? Like
so
everything.
But you still ain't have a school like man. I'm Minnesota.
Like a for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm going here if I don't go to Minnesota.
Nope, I never had one of them for real.
For real,
that's crazy.
Minnesota. That's crazy.
I would. I mean, I guess shit.
So you just ultimately decided to stay home. That was your decision?
At the time, yeah. It was like I felt like it was because at the time it was like I really wanted to play quarterback going into the year, but once I got there,
you was gonna get into that too.
It was like the quarterback was going into like his 4th or 5th year, so it was either I redshirt or I find another position to play at.
But you an athlete though, so when I heard about you playing receiver, I'm like, he got that.
Yeah.
Athlete.
What was that transition though? You wanted to play receiver?
I always wanted, like I always just asked, oh wait, like let me play receiver. Like we got backup quarterback, we got dudes that can throw the ball.
Yeah.
But transition was rough. Like it was to the point where me being a quarterback, I was able to see like what receivers got to do to get open for real. So that like it really took me probably like at least 2 years to really understand it. That's why I feel like my junior in college was like
no breakout season.
Yeah, because it was like I was able to understand what's going on. Like the game started slowing down. Understanding where I needed to be when I needed to be there.
That's how I see. Shout out to my boy Rasheed Hagman. Like he went in playing tight end. He got to the University of Minnesota. They put him on D line. He smoked their ass. Yeah. So I could see that. Like, but when I heard you going to receiver, I was like, he gonna do his thing. And I look up, he was doing your thing.
And so, actually, I want to stay on that real quick. And so you said your junior year is kind of when you had like your breakout season, right? And so what I wanted to ask you, in a sense, is like I know a lot. When I was sitting in Rhode Island, they kept saying like you were supposed to go to the league after your junior year.
Yeah.
But you decided not to. Why?
Man.
yeah, we got them questions. We ready.
Sometimes I be thinking like, damn, I wish I'd have went after my junior year, but I'm glad how it all played out though. Like, I ended up staying or whatever, really because I was kind of late with the whole little aging process, the whole little training process. Like, by the time after the season is over, usually you just go right into your next move. And mine, it was like so delayed, and I was like, well, I feel like if it's this delayed, I might as well stay. And I ended up staying. I ended up getting my degree, which was huge too. Then I had another good year. So it was like everything played out the way. And I got a Super Bowl championship. So I don't mean to throw that in.
He said,
you should have won that motherfucker in here.
Right, let's talk about Super Bowl champ. I was expected to see it. But now, Isaac. Now, I actually wanted to ask you this when I seen you in the club, but I was probably a little, intoxicated, just a little bit.
Drunk texting me.
Actually, I did today. I got yelled at by both of these individuals in the text. Man, I was texting good stuff. Sidebar. But you had a really great first year in college, like phenomenal, right? And then I look up after your sophomore year, you're transferring. Why? Like, what transpired at the school that you was at when you was being successful there, and you just up it, you dip out?
Oh, that's crazy. You said I had a really good freshman year. I didn't think I did what I was supposed to do my freshman year because it really college started off hard for me. I went into the season with a broken knuckle, or broken finger, or something crazy like that. So I started going into preseason. I wasn't getting no love, none of that. So, like, the first few games, he was trying me out, and then we went and played somebody weak, like Southern Illinois or something like that, and he ain't play me at all. And I'm like, come on now, that's weird now. Right. So I went into his office next day. I'm like, I ain't going, nothing crazy. I'm just coach, like, what's going on, man? Like, what you need me to do? I'm like, what you need me to do? He asked me, he was like, you watch film? I'm like, nah, I don't really do film. He was like, get with Coach Wolf, who was my assistant coach there. He was like, start watching film every day after practice. It changed my whole career. Like, I went from not playing to 30-20. Like, out the blue. Like, they're not the next game, but, like, you know what I'm saying, slowly progress by conference, starting 30-20, 20-20, crazy, you know.
So what film was y'all watching on? Different teams or, like, practice film?
I was like myself.
Okay.
Like, I watched. I will practice, and they'll cut it, and I'll go up there and watch it. Like, look, you closing out wrong here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You fading on your shot here for no reason. Like, just little stuff like that. And I start seeing when I'm out there, I'm like, wow, I've really seen that in film. I really just changed it, fixed it. And it just all clicked at the right time. And then going into my sophomore year was big because it was two freshmen when I came in. It was me and Kobe Webster. He just finished at Nebraska. He averaged 15 freshman year, or like 13 and 15 sophomore year. So he was really like the man, but I'm right there with him at like 11 or 12. But we just was struggling so much. I don't know why. It was me, him, and we had the 3-time defensive player of the year on the team. Like 7 foot, second in the country in block shots. Crazy. Yeah. Like mid-major conference. Like crazy. We supposed to be killing it.
Yeah, for sure.
We winning 8 or 9 games a year. I'm like, bro, I'm getting miserable out here. Like,
how many games a college season?
Like
30.
Yeah.
Like 8 or 9.
Y'all going 8-22.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, smoke.
Like, come on, I'm coming off a 22, like a 30-2 season. Damn. Now I'm winning 8 games. Like, I'm damn near depressed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right.
And I don't got no roommate, so I'm sitting in the room by myself, just playing the game with them. Like, just sitting there depressed, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, man, and the coach, he started putting me at the 4, setting ball screens. I'm like, man, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, coach. And then me and him, we didn't get into it because I'm not the type to argue with the coach.
Don't you just argue with everybody else or just playing?
Yeah, pretty much. If you watch it, if we on that court, we gonna talk.
You know I'm that player too. Yeah. My teammates, I get on.
But I'll never forget this game. And we're playing Northern Illinois at Northern Illinois. I scored the first 9 points of the game. He took me out for like 7 minutes straight. I'm asking the assistant coach, I'm like, I did something? He's like, no, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, cool. He put me back in at the 4. I set up ball screen and popped, and I caught it, but it was somebody in the corner, so I couldn't rip. There was no room. So I just swung it. Took me right back out. Yelling at me like, I thought you was a dog. I brought you here to kill.
Oh, man.
And I just told him, I'm like, coach, like, you know what I'm saying, put me back at the 2 or the 3. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come off the ball screen, I'm going to give you what you want. He like, sit down. Boom, we get in the locker room. Halftime. I'm talking game night over halftime. He come in off rip. He like, you ain't gonna come in here at my school and tell me how to coach. You can transfer right now. Like, I'm talking about you can enter the portal right now at halftime. I'm like, what? I ain't saying that. I'm like, cool. As soon as he leave, coach would leave. They go out there, have their little meeting with the coaches. Like, 4 of my teammates got up, came up like, please don't transfer right now, bro. Please don't transfer right now. Because they see it in my face. I'm hot. Like, I'm just sitting there like this, like. They're like, bro, please don't transfer, bro. So I ain't played the rest of that game. And I finished the season pretty good. We ended up beating the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. South Dakota State, they had Mike Dom, David Jenkins, and the coach of the year for like 4 years in a row. Beat them first round. You know what I mean? I'm talking crazy. We beat them.
Yeah.
We hated them. So then we ended up beating them and then lost to NDSU. And then I'm sitting in the locker room after NDSU, and I look at Kobe Webster. He was at Nebraska. I gave him one of them looks like, I'm out of here, game.
I'm leaving.
Like, that was it for me.
Right.
He's like, I get it. But he stayed 1 more year because he graduated in 3, so. But I told him I couldn't do it no more, man.
I feel you.
And the way I transferred, I felt bad, man, because the assistant coach that was doing all that work for me, I was so thirsty to get out of there, I forgot to tell him first. So I felt so bad, man. And then when he found out, he called me up there. He had tears in his eyes. I'm like, man, I'm so sorry, man. But I was so thirsty to get out of there. Like I got the phone from my dad. I went straight to the head coach's office. Like,
because he coming in. He the one. He doing all the driving, all the hard work.
He did all the hard work. Like he was study halls and all that stuff. I felt so bad. Like, I still text him to this day. Like, man, I did you dirty, man. I'm sorry. Like I ain't do it intentionally though, but like that's just.
You gotta look out for yourself.
Yeah. But,
so Tyler, you go 5th round draft. Me personally, I said 2nd round, 3rd round. That's what I was saying. Yeah, for sure.
Snuffed him.
Even Owe was saying that, but Owe kind of said like he was gonna go 5th round, so he said that to me. Honestly, he knew, but I knew the talent. I'm like, I don't know. Well, Owe know football better than anybody I know. Yeah. But he gonna go about 5th round. But me personally, I thought you were gonna go 2nd, 3rd round. But take us through that process of the draft. You waiting, and it finally come around. You get your name called and all that stuff. And then, Isaac, you tell me what you was thinking when it happened.
Right.
But your mans, you know what I'm saying?
So we had.
Yeah, what was you at during the draft?
It was downtown, brick and mortar.
Downtown Minneapolis. Yeah. Okay.
Downtown. And we was there for day 1 or whatever, and. So this is the first time I ever watched the draft, like from the
start to
the you know what I'm saying?
Until I get called. Right.
So I'm watching the draft or whatever, and really I'm enjoying watching it though, cause it's like I'm in it.
Right, for sure. Like, and what year did you go in the draft? Just
2020. Yeah.
COVID year.
So
middle of COVID.
So
crazy.
Day 1 was the 1st and 2nd round. So I wasn't really getting too many like day 1 type of reports or whatever like that. So I'm like, damn, if I hear my name tonight, like it's
a blessing for sure.
So day 1 go by, I'm like, all right, boom, like day 2 is me for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear my name tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then day 2 go by, I think it was like the third and 4th rounds, I think.
Yeah.
And once I don't get the call that day, like they on the last, it was the last pick of the day or whatever.
For the third and 4th round.
Third and 4th round.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I literally remember just chilling, everybody on the couch. I'm watching, looking at my phone, making sure my phone's on loud still.
Like you make sure my phone on. They gotta call me.
Yeah. and then the name pop up, and I just disappeared. Like I think I went upstairs or somewhere alone, and I had just let it out like. Cause I cried for sure. I admit it, like I cried for sure, cause I thought I was gonna be like. At least a day 2 guy.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of great receivers in that draft. Yeah. And then
who's in that draft? Like CD Lamb and all of them?
We had some ballers in that.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got some ballers in that one. So my mom ended up coming up to find me. Like she was the first one. I don't even remember how she found me because I feel like I was so ducked off. Like I had to go upstairs. You had to.
That's your OG though. She know what her baby is.
Right.
So she she came up. Told me everything gonna be good. It's all gonna work out.
Yeah.
And then the next day, like, once I got the call, I got the call. We was playing Tonk. Cause at that point I'm just
Wait,
like.
she was there?
Yeah, of
course.
This is
me. Every day, like I'm there.
Right there. I left work to go.
We was playing Tonk, and really I was about to win. I tell them to this day I was about to win, like literally on my next go. But cause like we just playing. I'm looking at the screen. We playing. Boom. And I get a phone call from a random number. So I'm like, at this point, I don't never answer random numbers ever. Yeah. So for that whole like little process, I'm answering every number that call my phone.
Right.
I get the call. I just walk down the hall to the bathroom, whatever, and they just tell me like, "Yo, we about to pick you with the next draft. With the next pick or whatever.
Yep.
One of the coaches is about to call you right now just to let you know that we picking you. Blah blah blah." So I ended up talking to like 2 or 3 different coaches within probably like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Before my name was called.
Was it all from one team? From the Bucks?
All from the Bucks, yeah. So I get them calls, I walk back out. I'm trying to keep it cool though, cause like,
so you wasn't gonna tell nobody?
Nah, I wasn't gonna tell nobody. Like I was just gonna let them hear it themselves or whatever. Yeah. So I get the call, whatever. Like now it's like a sigh of relief. Like now it's like, thank you God. Like finally, like I've been waiting 3 days for this. Now,
That's a long ass 3 days.
Okay.
So, I got that call. Everybody going crazy. Like I'm trying to stay calm even more, but it's just at that point it was just.
So you ain't tell nobody until they seen it on the screen.
Until they saw it on the
screen.
He
ain't even tell you, Isaac?
Ain't tell nobody.
You know it's crazy. he kind of did tell me, but he didn't tell me because I was sitting next to him. We was playing Tom, and when he came back and just sat down. His dad was over on the couch in front of the big TV.
Shout out to your dad. I love your dad, by the way.
Oh, God. That was crazy. But his dad had dozed off a little because we've been there for hours. His dad had dozed off for a little bit. Ty had given me a little tap, like, go wake my dad up. I'm like, what? He's like, bro, go wake my dad up. I'm like, oh, shit. Ran over there. I'm like, Pops, wake up. As soon as I wake him up, you see it on the screen. I'm like, damn. He didn't tell us the team. He didn't tell us nothing. He didn't give us no real warning. He sat down, said, go wake him up. Woke him up. It was there. So I'm like, damn. But I got videos on my phone. So we saying Super Bowl off rip because Tom had just went there.
I ain't gonna lie, I said it.
We finna win it. I'm going back to school talking crazy. I'm going to Nichols. I'm like, watch, my boy finna win the Super Bowl. Yeah. They like, man, we got Saints. You know they Saints. Yeah. I'm like,
damn. Well, hey, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have cried too. It's a lot of pressure, man.
That second day was tough.
You smoked them in Minnesota. So I know for sure. I'm like, man, he probably gonna go second.
And that's the crazy part. Like what you talking about. Like, okay, yeah, you had a like somebody regular. It was a great junior year. Your senior year was different, like stellar. And so when you fell that late, I was surprised. Not gonna lie. And so when I didn't see you the second day, and I seen you the third day, I was like, oh nah, he going with Tom. It's a ring.
Let me ask you this though, Tyler. So the thing is, all right. So your senior year, you played all 4 years in college.
Yeah.
Do you think it has something to do with that, like your age, like you staying all 4 years? Because when I pay attention to the draft, they taking them freshmen, like.
In NBA, and then they taking them juniors like right away. Like they don't really. A lot of seniors don't fall that high.
Right. So you think it's because you stayed all 4 years, or what? What you thinking? Or you think it was Minnesota?
I think it was the school in a way that had a little bit of play in it. You know, me being at Minnesota, you know, they probably hear Minnesota and they like. Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I know for a fact if I had them stats anywhere else in the country, it would have been like
round one.
We getting that. We getting him.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked that question because you know Minnesota, you know we don't really get too much leeway as far as draft picks. So
but we had like I said, we had co-receiving class. I think I was either I was 18th or it's 18 guys in front of me.
The receivers.
One of the two.
Just on the receiver side.
I was number 18.
Yeah.
You did that intentionally?
No, they asked me the day of the draft what number. The day I got picked, what number did I want to wear? And I ain't think about no 18 receivers being picked in front of me until like they told me in one of the interviews later that day. But they was on the phone. They like, yo, we got a list of numbers for you. What number you want to be? I picked the lowest number just cause.
What numbers they have? Remember?
Available. It was like
that was available.
It started at 18, and then it was like every
80.
number in 80.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not putting no big ass.
That ain't no big number.
Nah, not one of them ones.
And so you get to the league, right? Mm-hmm. And you do something that's crazy. And I knew it was gonna happen because I seen everybody on Facebook saying it. You get to play with I think the greatest quarterback of all time.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
So tell me about what that's like. Like you get an experience that a lot of people don't get, and it's right off the bat as soon as you get there.
Yeah. Tell us about Tom Brady, man. See, look, so Rasheed was on here, and he talked about the back end when they got spanked.
And then when Atlanta.
They came back. Now you know I'm talking about it. I want to know. So he was on the other side. So we want to know how I feel to be on the same team as Tom Brady.
Man, it's a big blessing for sure being able to play with the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know,
is he like vocal? Like man, get y'all
super vocal. But it's like a motivation vocal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he really want to bring the best out of everybody,
for
regardless
sure.
of like what you're doing on the team, how you can help us. But I would say that it was coming in there my rookie year. It was like no room for error for real. Like that was my mindset for real. Like yo, I can't go out here and fuck up type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
and you got AB on the other side.
Yeah,
we gonna get to that.
Right.
What's up about Tom Brady?
We had a lot going on over there in the receiver room, so it's like I want to make sure that if it come my way, like I'm making the most out of this opportunity right here, you know. So
yeah.
But Tom a great guy though. Like he holds accountability to himself, the people around him. You know, just making sure everybody's in the right position, the right situation at the right time. You know, so he called up a lot of meetings. Like it was one time that Super Bowl week where it was like 11 o'clock at night, And usually you thinking like Tom Brady, he probably gonna go to sleep like look early.
Right.
Yeah, old man.
Yo, he texted the group chat like, yo, this player gonna do this right here. So once you do this and then go, you're gonna be wide open.
He watching film.
Man, he was watching film. Like he was so locked in that last week. It was like, I want to be like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I really was. Like he's really breaking down each player that you could think
Their
of on the
tendencies.
other team. Yes.
Each player on the other roster.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So let me ask Isaac. So when you found out your boy was playing with Tom Brady, what was your thoughts?
Hey, I can show you the video. We said it right away before he dropped the tier. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was the only thing we had on our mind. What?
Yeah.
Tom Brady? You know where we going.
To the crib.
I definitely booked my flight that day.
On everything. I was there too. My guy was going.
Okay.
We on our way.
And that's crazy. So look, then you get to play with another GOAT in the game. AB crazy. And y'all same position.
He's so cold, man.
And so it's like, what's that like? Shut up. Shut up.
No, for real. No, because, bro, you know, we sitting all this shit with AB on all over everything.
That's
Bro,
crazy
he
you said that.
taking his shirt off. He in the end zone, and you on the sideline like, man, what the heck?
So the first words AB ever told me was, yo, my fault, T. I'm just here to clean my face.
What?
And I'm like, yo, like he just said that, like that's.
What do you mean by that?
Really, Cause you know he had so much stuff
Going
on.
on.
At the time.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to like clear all that. He wanted people to see him being a baller.
Yeah.
So like me, I already knew like everything that was going on with his name. But once he said that, I'm like, yo, that's a real, like he a real dude for that.
Right.
Like ain't nobody just gonna tell you like me being a young guy at that, like, yo, my fault for coming to eat off your plate. I'm just here to clean my face.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got all my respect, bro. Like
That shit backfired. Like,
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you gotta do what you do, bro. Because at the end of the day, everybody gotta do what you do.
Right.
so take us through that day when he ran. What game was that? When he did all
The
that?
Jets, man.
Yes.
So take us through that. Was you was out there, wasn't you? You was he was playing.
Yeah, he was playing.
So take us through that. What was going on the sideline? See, I don't know. If we can even ask you this, but we not. I'm not because I know we can't.
Yeah, it was a lot. Though,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He said, next question. I'm just playing.
Yeah, there you go. Cause I know I can't. Ask, I don't even know. I know I can't ask you that.
And you know what? That's why I said next question.
Yeah.
So we gonna backpedal, right? What's it like in that moment? When did you know that y'all was about to win a Super Bowl championship?
I don't want to sound too crazy and say like before the week, but the way that the team really practiced that whole week was like way different. Like I could just, if I was able to close my eyes and just think about like every practice, it was like so detailed and like execution was on 100. Like everybody was really like dialed in. I'm talking about from like the top of the roster to the bottom of the roster.
So next man
you know what
up.
I'm saying?
Yep.
So like once we saw that like on a Wednesday practice or whatever, it was like, okay, it's just Wednesday. But when you saw it Thursday and Friday, now it's like, damn, everybody dialed in.
Yeah.
Communication high, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it just carried over to the game.
But you think Tom Brady set that tone?
It started with the leadership.
It gotta be him
It
that
gotta
set that
start
tone.
there.
It definitely was all the leaders on the team at the time. Like
Yeah.
the leader from each position was just so like making
in.
sure like each position group was on top of what they had to do, and it just carried over to everybody. Like one thing rubbed on another type pause, but you know what I'm saying. But you get what I'm
I
saying.
feel
Like,
you.
like the energy was there like from everybody, and like everybody was so dialed in. Like it was just something that you would have really paid to be around. Like
Like that level of intensity and focus.
practice.
yeah.
You know what's kind of crazy? I know everybody know you won, right? I'm interested in how y'all celebrated because y'all had a little party after, and then of course I know for a fact you came home and celebrated. What did that look like? Just for one, it's your first year out of college and you win a Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
What was that celebration like?
Yeah, family,
I
everybody.
really don't remember like the first week. First week out of the Super Bowl, I don't really remember nothing.
What was that like for you, Isaac? Isaac said he got the receipt, so don't ever make Isaac mad. He gonna be posting.
Was you live in living
I was one
color?
of them that's recording
I'm
that
just
day,
playing.
Was you down there after they won? Did you
Yeah, I
go
was
there?
down there. I was there for the whole. I was down there for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all was having fun.
Yeah, now we got a little Airbnb out there. gave him the space. You know what I'm saying? He got locked in, so we got an Airbnb. Yeah. Shit. Well, I didn't get to go to the game because it was just Super Bowl was crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But we in the hookah lounge, like probably 2 blocks from the stadium.
Yeah.
Man, it was me and our 2 other homies. Man, when the last little second went off, we all went outside. We didn't started crying, bro. Like, damn, man.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. I used to walk the Amstar with this dude.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
We going to get Debbie cakes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude just won
You know
Super
what's
Bowl.
funny? If I don't know if y'all even got to look on Facebook, fam. It was like the Minnesota won the championship. When I tell you Facebook was crazy, like Vikings, I don't know when they gonna ever win anything. But when that happened, it was like the hood won that.
Yeah.
Like knowing that that's what cut you like out of a cookie cutter. Like just understand, like yo, that's dope. That's the first time I actually start sharing, huh?
That's the support that come in.
Man, what? The North Side support is so crazy. Yeah. Like, super duper crazy. All right, so, we talked about all the great stuff. And so, what's next for you gentlemen? You're approaching your 3rd year, right? Mm-hmm. And then, and then Isaac back home giving back to the youth. I done seen this man at North more times than he did when he was actually playing. I'm just playing. What's up? What's next for you?
I still got 2 years of eligibility left. I had broke my ankle, though, so that's why I'm home. Yeah. So I'm trying to get back healthy. So probably find a new school about this summer. Finish my last 2 years and see where it takes me.
Staying in shape, eating good, all that stuff.
All that. Mm-hmm.
He was giving my cousin the business in this alumni game. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah, have fun with them.
Yeah,
smoke one of them.
Smoke them.
Yeah. Take one out there. Have about 30 each.
Yeah. What's next for Tyler Johnson, man? What you got going on?
Yo.
Still heavy with the Bucks. Everything's still going on. Heard Tom coming back.
So
that's true.
Yeah, he coming back for sure.
Oh man, it's going down. We heard it first right here. Free Game Sports Podcast, man.
But what's next, man? Really, I've been on a grind like more than I ever have in my life right now.
Yeah.
Knowing that one, this game could be over at any moment.
For sure.
And 2, it's like I don't feel like I did what I really wanted to do yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like this upcoming year I got a big opportunity or whatever. But something that came along the way was just confidence. Really, like year 1, I was able to just take everything in and just be like, okay, I'm here. Like,
but that's tough though, cause but it's tough though, cause year 1 you won a Super Bowl, so it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a rookie. A lot of cats can't take that. That's a lot of pressure, man.
And then going into year 2, it's like, okay, I know what's going on, whatever. And it was the point of the year where I'm like, yo, do I really belong here? Like, am I? Because I'm not getting what I want to get for real.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like, do I really belong here? Like, is this what my calling is for real?
Yeah.
So and then I literally feel like I had that point where it's like, don't let nobody take the confidence away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because then once that go away, your joy of the game go away, and everything just go downhill. So once I had that turning point for real, it was like I fell in love with practice like so much, because I feel like practice was literally my game days at a point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Playing behind Chris, Mike, and AB, it was like, in practice, I'm going to make sure I go out here and I got to do what I got to do. I got to make sure I get to this spot to get the ball. I'm going to get there then.
Right.
So they had you come off the bench as a receiver. What do you think you got to do to get on that starting receiving core? What you think you got to do? Honestly.
For sure, I definitely got to come back in shape.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been doing what I've been doing this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, working my ass off, like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, and just making sure that I come back in shape. I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm just showing them that I really love the game.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because it was talks that, we don't know if we don't know if he liked football, we don't really know what.
Because it's the emotion. They want somebody that's like,
and it's like, when I'm not feeling like I'm doing what I want to do, it's hard to show it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to show a happy face when I'm not really happy.
Yeah, I'm the
with
same.
My situation,
I am
for
the
real.
same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I definitely had to realize, and it was like, all right, like, do I want to keep giving this fake ass smile, or do I want to like
change it?
Show my anger, show my emotions a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was like, showed the emotion a little bit, and it was just it was funny acting going on, and I'm like, all right, like, I don't really like how this is going right here, so I had to change that a little bit or whatever, but I didn't want them feeling like I was happy with my situation.
Yeah. You know, absolutely, so, he was like content and complacent and just being on the team.
Yeah.
But from what I seen, like, man, bro, anytime Tom threw that ball your way, you was catching it. Like, you was locked in to me, you know what I'm saying, from what, you know, but we from the outside looking in. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't know what you going through emotionally, you know, behind the scenes. But from what I seen, you was locked in. And Tom was coming your way, for sure. Yeah. He was throwing that ball at you, so yeah.
And so what advice do you two have for athletes that aspire to, for one, like you've been through a lot of adversity, you still going through that, like having your highs, your ups, you know, it's like a roller coaster. So what would you tell them?
Life is, roller coaster.
Right, it's just like this.
You go up, you go back down, you go up, back down.
And so like what would y'all tell them, just like if you want to be in a position that y'all in right now, like what things would y'all give the young bucks?
Man, you really just got to know that it ain't always going to be sunshines and rainbows. Something bad gonna happen. I don't wish it on nobody, but it is gonna come. You just gotta put your head down and keep working. That's only one way to get out of it, is work.
Yeah. I think with me it was I had good people around me, you know, making sure that I was out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody was all the best people that I was around, but they made sure that I was out of it, and I feel like that's why I really rock with them so much to this day. Like, I keep in touch with the guys that I really grew up with, or was in high school with at least, you know, and that was big for me, just making sure that, you know, I was in the right circle, the right circle of people that definitely, like, ended up making me, like, coach the way I am right now.
Yeah, I talked to Jarvis a lot. He speak highly about you.
That's my dog, man.
Yeah, he speak highly about you. We brought him on the podcast. He like, man, we get Tyler on here, bro. Like, that's my boy. He a good dude. So we speak highly about you.
Y'all two good dudes.
Yeah, that's my little guy. So
y'all really are, and so we really appreciate y'all coming here.
Y'all. You know, appreciate y'all for having me.
You know, in the blizzard, because you know Tyler got on this big jacket like it's like it's below zero.
He's been in Florida for 2 years.
He's been in Florida for going on 3 years, and he didn't change.
Y'all, it was 80 degrees before I got on the plane yesterday. Atlanta, it was 30.
Okay, but now
and snowing.
Right, and snowing. But now we appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all follow them on all social medias. It'll be in the description below. Y'all, this is the first episode of our new season, and so I'm super excited to have some alum from the place that made us that's sitting at this table.
All Polish, man.
And make sure y'all follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And we kind of just will talk to y'all later. You know, my brother gonna take us out.
Yeah, you already know, man. I'm OG Eddie, man. It's the Free Game Sports Podcast, man. And you know, we holding it down. You already know.